I want to hear from you guys. How are y'all? How is this year treating you? I just got back from a fun trip to visit friends in Nashville, and it was a lot of fun because I got to go and see the Lainey Wilson bar. I'm a country music fan and I love Lainey Wilson. This year, her music has been especially special to me, so much so that I named my new puppy Lainey. And so this year, to get to go with friends and go to her bar and hear music, live music, they were like different people doing covers of her music, was just so much fun. So I love Tennessee and it was good to see my friends. I hope this year is treating you all good. I know for a lot of you, like I said earlier, the struggle to hit our occupancy goals is one that is just, it's so frustrating. And that's why this month, inside of the Spark membership, I decided to put a focus in the marketing section on preferred employer marketing. So today I'm going to let you in on a snippet from that training. We're going to be talking about how to market to preferred employers. And the two examples I'm using are medical offices and educators. So I think you guys are going to find that interesting. Now, it's not the full training that is inside of the membership, it's a piece of it. You guys will get that. And I hope that this gives you some inspiration to go out there and do some outreach marketing to your specific preferred employers. The principles apply, so you just have to extract those principles and make it work for whoever is your preferred employer. Now, one of the things that I'm so excited about is just seeing that the Spark membership is gaining momentum. For those of you that aren't familiar, Spark is the newest membership that is created for the individual property manager. It is literally priced at $7 so that it's something that if you had to pay out of pocket, you can. And every single month, we give you 12 downloadable resources plus a tip in every section. So there's something for marketing, something for renewals, something for events, appreciation, resident communication. We give you an example of how community is putting heart into their marketing and into their retention. And we share something for social media as well. There's also all the planning calendars in there. So if any of you used to be part of our Tri-Sprout free membership, this is that program, but it's beefed up a ton. There's a lot more value because there's coaching inside of the program. So you get the downloadables, you get some of the Canva templates, you also get all your calendars, but every month I do a video that gives you a little bit more of a deep dive into some of those specific topics. So if you're with me for the entire year, you are going to become a better marketer. You're going to become a better property manager. It is my promise to you. And then as always, inside of Spark, there's some downloadable resources just for you. So it's that encouragement. And in this month's March Spark, there is a property manager emergency kit. So it's like when everything hits the fan, these are the tricks and tips that I used to use to kind of stabilize. And I added some because in the years since I've been a property manager, I also became a wellness coach. And I wanted to bring that into everything that I teach because I know how stressful this job can be. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go to sparkwithsprout.com. You can join us there. But now let's get into it. Let's talk preferred employer marketing specifically to medical professionals and educators. Let's do it.
Building relationships with our different target markets. So I want to start by sharing some examples of preferred employers and HR departments. The first one is medical professionals. Now, the medical field is huge, and don't get caught up in just thinking about hospitals. There's private practice, medical clinics, big hospitals, there's dentist office, cosmetic doctors, and literally so much more. So your pool of prospects in the medical field can be huge when you're outreach marketing. There's a wide range of people that you also find in these locations. So yes, we have doctors and surgeons. We also have nurses, we have technicians, we have janitors, we have the people that keep the administration going. So even within this large pool of a prospecting, target, there's sub-targets within that, right? So our community, because of maybe where the income requirements are, might appeal to doctors or nurses, or we might be appealing to more of the administrative work. Again, though, that's where we have to really put on our thinking hat and say, okay, how do we appeal to the heartstrings of the different demographics? So get clear. Who is it that you're going after? Who are you trying to target with your specific product? Now, something that is a fun way to do this and get your foot in the door when it comes to outreach marketing to some of these target markets, like the medical office, is think about the break rooms, putting together little goodie baskets where you include your marketing materials in here with things like, energy drinks, maybe some healthy bars, some hand sanitizers, lotions, even masks, Kleenex. And then, of course, don't forget to label and add any of your marketing materials. This is great when you walk into a hospital or a clinic and you ask, "Hey, we brought a little goodie basket. I'm Barbara from Sprout Apartments. We wanted to tell you about our preferred employer program, that you guys are on the list. And I wanted to see if we could leave this little gift basket for you guys in the break room." Okay, think waiting rooms. This is another area that you have the potential to get your grassroots marketing efforts in the door. So you could do things like tissues or sanitizers or a jar of candy while people wait, or even reading materials. Here you see how we've creatively put one of our quarter page flyers that says "Stop paying out the nose" in tissue boxes. Now, you could bring a set of these and ask if you could leave them in the waiting room, or you could bring a few different things and offer to leave them as a way to get your grassroots efforts in the door. And again, a little tip is make sure that you're labeling or adding your flyers to everything so that no matter when somebody starts to take the goodies out, they know that it was from your community and you always get the credit for it. Okay. Now, when we put ourselves in the shoes of our target market, we ask what matters to them. So, specifically to the medical centers and the medical field, I should say, location is a big thing. If you're a doctor or you're a nurse that's on call, you're going to want to be close to your job. So, that's where you can add creative taglines to some of these marketing flyers, maybe that highlight just how close you are to their front door. So, 3 stoplights away from the front door of X medical center. Now, what's great about these marketing flyers that you see here, they're all part of the Sprout membership. They can be customized for free in your free Canva account. So the design is already done, but you can change out the headline. That way you can make that tagline specific to whatever place that you're going to. Grassroots marketing, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit more effort, and a little bit more imagination. But imagine the power of you walking in and saying, "We brought some goodies for your business. We're literally 3 minutes away. We timed it leaving our front door to yours. And we thought that we might be a great location for some of the staff that works here." Now, another angle that you could use is really talking about the stress-free living. Doctors, nurses, all in the medical field, especially after a pandemic, they've had a very stressful type of a work environment. And so coming home to their oasis is a really big deal. So this is where you want to highlight all the things that make your community stress-free. So you see how this little example is very targeted. It pulls at the heartstrings, it's budget friendly, it grabs their attention, and it's memorable. So it's hitting all the different markers of an effective strategy. And other potential preferred employers are all those that are in the education field. So this can include regular conventional schools, trade schools, Montessori schools, private schools, administrative offices, and more. Really, you can expand your reach. And one of the things I always like to talk about with this specific target market is a lot of times teachers don't want to actually live in the same neighborhoods as the children that they teach, right? They don't want to be at the pool relaxing in the same pool that maybe their students are. So for this, I do recommend an extra tip is to find a neighborhood that is maybe similar to yours, but outside of your specific range, and go and market to those schools in those areas. And then a great time to do that is either the weeks leading up to school starting or also the weeks after school is closed. My aunts are teachers, and they always talk about how that's the quiet time where they're either putting their room together or tearing it apart for the next year. This is a nice time to actually go in, talk to the principal, the counselor, and, share your preferred employer special, bring in some goodies, and really make an impression. I have some examples, but before we get to that, I just want to share a little testimonial. This is Carly Peter. She's a senior marketing specialist at Cortera and a longtime Sprout member. And she says, "I'm not even kidding. Sprout has been a game changer." So if you guys like what you're seeing and you'd like to learn more about our membership, there'll be a link below where you can click to schedule a demo and learn how you can access all of these resources that you're seeing here. Now back to teachers. You can make it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Grab your goodies, tag them with your labels, and add your marketing flyers. If you do have a preferred employer discount, make sure that you're including that in your marketing material. Now, some ideas for the kind of things to take in are things like apples, so you're awesome to the core, or colored pencils, anything that would be considered school supplies. A lot of times teachers are working with a very limited budget, but it's up to them to decorate their schools. And sometimes they even have students that maybe can't afford all of the different materials. And so a lot of times they'll pay out of pocket for these things. Anything that you can donate is really going to help to build that goodwill with the teachers and the schools in your community area. You can do things like cookies, your one smart cookie, or our kids are smart cookies because of you. Number two, pencils are always a great thing. They need these in bulk. And I mean, that can be just a great thing that you're donating to the school, to the schools that are in your district. Now, remember, part of marketing is pulling at the heartstrings, and that means that you're looking for what's important to teachers. So it might be maybe limited budget, educators discount if they are a preferred employer. It might be that it might be some of the things that are considering, again, that stress-free lifestyle where teachers can decompress after a stressful day. So really start thinking fun taglines. Remember, it's about that unconventional, catching them in a way that says, wow, that was unexpected, or that's so cool that they did something specific for us. And I wanted you guys to see it in action. These are Sprout members, Vantages at Burleson. They're in Fort Worth, Texas. They took their Sprout marketing flyers, put together goodie baskets, and went and delivered them to their school districts. And you can see the big smiles on everybody's faces. These small gestures mean a lot, and it's a great way to make a partnership, potentially be involved and have a bigger say. And when a teacher is thinking about moving and they know that you've been a partner, this might be the extra nudge they need to pick your community. And that's what grassroots marketing is all about.
All right, friends, I hope that's given you some inspiration. For our Spark members, you will get a Canva customizable template to market to any preferred employer inside of your Spark membership this month. So again, if you're not there, join us at sparkwithsprout.com. And for our Spark members, this video continues on inside of the membership, and we talk about lifestyle marketing. So how to market your fitness friendly, your healthy lifestyle, your wellness lifestyle, and then also pet marketing. So it goes a little bit deeper into those two topics as well. So if you're not there, we'd love for you to join us. That's it for this week. I cannot wait. We'll see you next week. We're going to talk a little bit more about a little teaser for some events for March. We're going to talk about communication and renewal conversations as well. So it'll be a little bit of a mix up next week because we're going to talk on different subjects, but all geared towards retention.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's Multifamily Mix. Keep shaking things up at your community, your career, and most importantly, your life. Until we mix and mingle again, see you next week, friend.